I am so very honored to be here with 7 very brave citizens who came here today to launch an initiative for a European Citizens Initiative, an initiative which will hopefully be accepted by the EU Commission, although I don't really hold my breath, to be quite frank, but I seriously hope we will be able to do that. These 7 citizens are so incredibly brave because they stand up against this despicable attempts by the globalitarian misanthropists to strip us of freedom, democracy, and the rule of law. They simply say no to the attempts of granting an unelected body governing powers. They simply say no. And that's what we all should do, because this will end if we simply say no. And that's what we're here to do today. Because an unelected body like WHO, who is controlled and run by multi-billionaires, should never be allowed to act in place of a democratically elected government. Never, ever. In democracies, ladies and gentlemen, it is government of the people, by the people, for the people. And any government of anywhere in the world who disregards this fundamental principle of democracy by supporting this unprecedented power grab by WHO is an anti-democrat demonstrating nothing but his utter contempt for the people. And these 7 brave citizens, they will not stand for this, and neither will we. I will expose anyone, whether it's a member of a government in a member state or a government around the world, or a member of parliament in the European member states or parliaments around the world, who do not respect the people and do not respect democracy. I will see to it they will be exposed, each and every one of them, by name. Because guess what? There's elections coming up, and the people might be interested in who is responsible for the abolition of democracy. So we are here today to tell you, WHO globalitarian misanthropists, we are here today to tell you, you picked this fight, you wanted this fight, well, guess what? You've got it. Let's fight. Because these brave citizens, my colleagues and I, we will not tire to fight you every step of the way. These brave 7 citizens and millions more around the world, these are the people you will have to reckon with from now on. Because we are millions around the world. It is you that is the small fringe minority. You are the ones who do not have the right to dictate to the people what they want and what they don't want. So take it from me, take it from us, take it from these 7 citizens who gathered here today. Take it from the millions and millions of people around the world. We will bring you down, and we will not tire until we have done just that. So brace yourselves. We are here, and the fight is on. So let's have the fight. Let's commence with the fights. Why don't we? Thank you.
As always, this is one of our many events. I'm very honored to be with you here today. And I get the impression that with every passing year, the WHO is becoming less and less about health and medical science and more about politics and lobbying. Less about health policies and more about selling and promoting certain products made by pharmaceutical companies, most notably vaccines. WHO has failed humanity in COVID crisis and must be held accountable. They have trampled on human rights and medical ethics and behaved more like public relation agency for those pharmaceutical companies. WHO is corrupt, and it is more corrupt the higher in hierarchy in the organization structure you go. Many of the employees, including top jobs, are linked to private interests following the principle of revolving doors. As you know, WHO is heavily dependent on private donors, such as Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Bloomberg Foundation, and Rockefeller Foundation. And of course, WHO is also dependent on big pharmaceutical companies that have a seat on governance board of Gavi. Gavi is another top financial contributor to WHO. Their contribution, the private contributors, and their influence shadows hundreds of member countries, especially the ones in Africa, Asia, and South America. Also, since we are in European Parliament, one of the top financial contributors to the WHO is European Commission, the so-called government of European Union. The behavior of this European Commission in COVID crisis can be described as corruption, incompetence, and disaster. Can you imagine that the one person who arranged everything with Pfizer and also other pharmaceutical companies, Ursula von der Leyen, the president of the Commission, was protected by her political group and never came to a committee hearing to answer some very important questions, questions that deal with billions of euros and hundreds of millions of citizens. No, she never came to that hearing. She avoided it. But then they said, all right, there won't be any hearing in the COVID committee, the special committee. We'll make our own hearing in the bureau, in the presidency of the parliament. But in the end, not even that happened. Not even this tiny piece of smoked and mirrored transparency happened. So not even this event that was supposed to happen behind closed door ever happened. Is this democracy? Is this transparency? It is not. It is not. And the final report of the COVID committee even failed to report in a proper way on this first step of problems that we had during COVID crisis, and this is transparency. Even on that first step, it failed to deliver. This pandemic treaty that we speak of is nothing more than an attempt by WHO to get more power, more control, and more money. They want to take health policy from sovereign nations to a centralized body, globalist, bureaucratic body, technocratic body. That's not what we want. That's not what I want. This is not why I'm here. I want these policies to remain and to be made at home in our national institutions. I fully support the European Citizens' Initiative, freedom and trust, due to its democratic, legal, and awareness-raising implications. And finally, we must not give up our sovereignty to non-elected, highly corrupt, criminal, private international organization that acts solely for financial gain with every passing year. Thank you.
I urge people to open their eyes to the potential threat and the future harms to our lives and liberties. I want to encourage all people of all different walks of life to stand with us, to sign the European Citizen Initiative once set free for the signature process, if you are from a European member state, or to start similar action on your own continent. Furthermore, I kindly ask our fellow human beings from around the world to join efforts to expose the power grab from entities which are not elected by the citizens and who are definitely not working for the greater good of the people. We need to raise the volume on the sound of freedom in so many areas. I want to end my speech with the invitation to every person out there to watch out for a film that is based on a true story with this exact title, The Sound of Freedom, that has its premiere today on July 4th. And please save the date. We warmly invite people from all over Europe and from throughout the world to come to our Europe for Trust and Freedom rally to the city of Vienna in Austria on October 1st, 2023. It will be wonderful to experience the feeling of unity at such a big in-person live event. And you will find further information on our webpage, the euci.info. Thank you so much.
And hopefully this will now spread with the hashtag Trust and Freedom. And we know we're already seeing people contacting us via our website and through the media. So really, we would really appreciate for everybody to share that and spread that information about the ECI and what happened here today. Thank you.